Today we're taking a look at our Nikon F to Nikon Z DLX stretch adapter. This is a lens adapter that allows you to use vintage and modern Nikon F-mount lenses, like this 28mm lens on this Nikkor mat, on a modern Nikon Z mirrorless camera. But the DLX stretch isn't just a standard adapter. It doesn't just adapt vintage and modern Nikon F lenses to your Z. It also has a built-in macro helicoid. And to engage the macro helicoid, you just rotate this ring built into the adapter here, and it extends the adapted Nikon F lens up to 10 millimeters away from your Nikon Z camera's sensor. And by adding this extra space between the lens and camera, this adapter increases the minimum focusing distance of your adapted lens, plus its magnification. So basically, this adapter has a macro mode built into it, and it can turn any adapted Nikon F lens into a macro focusing lens. Now, this is a very durable adapter. It is fully metal. As you can see, it has a really nice finish to it. So this will fit right in with your Nikon Z camera, with your professional photography gear. Now, you might be wondering, how exactly am I able to adapt a Nikon F lens to a Nikon Z camera? And it really comes down to focal flange distance. The Nikon Z is a mirrorless camera, and as you can see, there isn't a lot of space between the digital sensor and where the lens mounts. It's a very thin amount of space. Meanwhile, Nikon F-mount cameras, like this vintage Nikkor mat, have a much longer amount of space between where the lens mounts and where the film plane is. It's about that much space. And because this lens requires more space between where it mounts and where the film plane is, for the lens to focus to infinity, we have space to place an adapter between the vintage lens and the Nikon Z mirrorless camera. We're basically replacing the space that used to be used for the SLR mirror with our adapter. And because we have that extra space, we don't just have to make a standard adapter. We can also make an adapter like our DLX stretch that has a built-in macro helicoid mode. Now, this is a fully manual adapter, which means it won't give you any electronic control of aperture or autofocus. So you're best off using this adapter with fully manual Nikon F lenses that have full manual focus and have a manual aperture control lever. Now, not all modern Nikon F lenses will give you a aperture control wheel, such as this lens. This lens has no aperture control wheel built into the lens, but it does have an aperture control lever right here. And so we've included in this adapter an aperture control ring, which means even with lenses like this, you can still control their aperture. I will show you how that works right now. Let's mount the lens on the adapter. There we go. And as you can see, no aperture control ring on the lens itself, but we do have this little ring here. We just rotate that ring, and that's actually going to open and close the aperture, as you can see here. Closing it down, opening it up. So this adapter does give you full control of the aperture of any Nikon F lens that has a manual aperture control lever. Now, there are a few Nikon F-mount lenses that don't have a manual aperture lever. They require electronics to control the aperture. So this adapter won't work as well with those types of lenses because you will be limited to the narrowest aperture. But with the vast majority of Nikon F lenses, you will be able to control their aperture with the aperture control wheel. Mounting a Nikon F lens on this adapter is super simple. You're just going to line up your mounting dot with the mounting dot on the adapter. You're going to place the lens and adapter together, and you're just going to rotate the lens to lock it to the adapter. And then to remove the lens from the adapter, also super simple. You're just going to find this silver tab on the side of the adapter, press it down, and then rotate the lens to remove it from the adapter. So fairly simple. Now, we often get a question here at Fotodiox about our adapters and how much play is between the adapter and lens. How much does the lens move? And in the case of this adapter, I can show you right here, there is no play whatsoever. This is fully locked in. It's a very tight fit. So with this specific adapter, it's going to fit very snugly with your Nikon F lenses. Mounting the adapter and lens on the camera is just as simple. Line up the red mounting dot on the adapter with the white mounting dot on your camera. Place it in the camera and rotate it to lock it into place. And there we go. Now we have this vintage Nikon F 28mm lens adapted to our modern Nikon Z mirrorless camera. And we've got built-in macro mode. We just rotate the macro helicoid ring to extend the lens and turn it into a macro lens. And again, let's check the play, this time between the adapter and the camera. And it's very tightly in place there. There's a little bit more play between the adapter and camera than there is between the lens and adapter, but it's very, very minimal. There's hardly any at all, so this is a very nice snug fit. Now, one of the really useful things about having a macro helicoid built into your Nikon F to Nikon Z adapter is a lot of these older lenses, especially these vintage primes like this 28, did not have a very good minimum focusing distance. You can actually see here on the lens, the minimum focusing distance is only 2 feet. You can't focus on anything closer than 2 feet. So when you're taking this lens out on a shoot, you can do portraits, you can do landscapes, but you can't really do macro detail shots. But with this adapter, now you can. Basically, you're just going to rotate the macro helicoid, extend the lens 10 millimeters up to 10 millimeters away from the sensor, and now you have a much closer focusing distance and much more macro magnification, so you can shoot macro photos with this lens as well. You don't have to bring a special Nikon F macro lens. You've got the macro mode built right into the adapter. DLX stretch adapters also come with 3 drop-in magnetic filters, and this is a great way to add filtration to your adapted Nikon F lens. By putting the filter behind the lens, you can switch out multiple Nikon F lenses on the front. You don't have to worry about changing out different ND filters on different size lenses. And it's just nice to have that filtration built behind the lens. Each DLX stretch adapter comes with 3 ND filters, an ND4, an ND8, and an ND16. And they come in this nice little carrying bag. And basically you just take the filter and you just drop it in the back like so. It magnets into the back. And there you go. Now you've got the filter built right into the adapter. And some people ask, well, won't they fall out? Well, this is actually a fairly strong magnet. It keeps the filter in place. You can shake the adapter quite a bit. The filter stays right where it is. Really, the only way to remove it is you actually have to take like a lens cloth and put it on your finger and pop the ND filter out. That's really the only way to remove it. So there's really no worries about this coming loose inside your camera. And it's just a great extra feature. Now, you don't have to use these ND filters if you're just going for macro photography. And you don't need the filtration, but it is kind of a nice extra bonus that comes with each DLX stretch adapter, having this little carrying case and these 3 ND filters that magnet in the back. Okay, that was a quick look at our Nikon F to Nikon Z DLX stretch adapter. If you have any questions about this adapter, comment below. I'd love to help you out. Also, click the link in the description below to go to the page where we are selling this adapter so you can learn more about it and maybe get one for yourself. And click right here to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more videos just like this one. I'm Sean with Fotodiox.com, and thanks for watching.